Hello everyone, and thank you for tuning into TradeChat. My name is Panzer, and today we're going to be talking about the World of Warcraft Q&A that took place today with Watcher and Lore. So if that is something that interests you, stick around! Very quickly, before I get into that, I do want to thank the sponsor of today's video, Loot Crate. So for those of you who are unfamiliar, Loot Crate is a monthly subscription service. Every month you get a box of stuff that is curated around a theme. This most previous month's theme was robotics. There was items from Alien and Blade Runner 2049, Star Trek, Star Wars, all sorts of stuff. We got this cute little figurine. Well, cute. It's sort of vicious, actually. There's not much that's cute about this, unless you find violence cute, in which case I'm not judging. There was also this sweet glow-in-the-dark Blade Runner 2049 t-shirt. Then, of course, we got a build-your-own 3D wooden model of R2-D2 that came with a little art and information book bottom. Very cool. Not to mention, we got a Star Trek Next Generation comic, which is all about Data, who's one of my favorites in the series, and a little Lootbot robot pin that came with an unlockable digital comic. I feel like it's also worth mentioning that this month's crate could be turned inside out to look like a cereal box, and I like it. It's clever and I like it. So if you are interested in supporting my show by purchasing a Loot Crate, head over to lootcrate.com/tradechat and use code TradeChat at checkout to get a discount off of your first crate. The upcoming crate is mythical themed, and there will be items from the Marvel Universe, Stranger Things, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and Ghostbusters. Also, I'll be revealing one of those items at the end of this video, so if you're interested in that, stick around. Either way, thank you so much to Loot Crate for sponsoring this video, and on with the rant! For real though, I'm going to try not to rant this whole video, but I do have a lot of thoughts that I need to express. Also, I'm not going to be going over every single question that Ian answered because some of them were stupid, and they need to curate the questions better. Like, what are you going to do about the artifact knowledge cap? When did you submit that question? Like, we're still getting artifact knowledge every single week automatically. Come on! Come on! This isn't something we really learned in this Q&A, but it was reiterated in this Q&A that in the future we will be able to transmog all of the artifact appearances, including the Druid artifact forms, with the exception of the Mythic 15 appearances and the Mage Tower appearances after Legion is over, which is really cool, but I also don't understand why we wouldn't be able to transmog those specific appearances, and they didn't specify that that was something that would be changed, and I thought that was very bizarre, and it makes me not care at all about doing the Mage Tower stuff because I heard it's painful, and apparently it's only a temporary reward. I don't like to do painful things for temporary rewards. Not my thing. We already knew that in patch 7.3.5 legendaries would be item level 1000, and today Ian did confirm that we would be able to upgrade our 970s to 1000 in a similar way that we upgraded our 940s to 970s, which was not surprising or, you know, wave making in any way, but what came next was extremely upsetting and weird to hear. So to make sure that we're all on the same page, recently WoW had data mined some items that allowed players to reveal a legendary from a token, so it was kind of like a tier piece where you would right click it and it would turn into a legendary for that class. And a lot of people speculated this might be a way to target legendaries in the future, or it might be a way for your alts to get legendaries, and it seems like it's going to be the latter, but under a very ridiculous set of prerequisites, I guess. So in order to even earn these tokens to reveal legendaries for your alts, you'll have to have every single legendary for your class on your main. What? I play a lot of World of Warcraft, like a lot, like definitely more than most people, and I don't have all the legendaries for my class. I guess if I spent all of my time doing Mythic Pluses and stuff like that, I probably would, but I'm not one of those people. Like, I have my fishing artifact, I collect pets, I collect mounts, I go back and do old stuff for Transmog. I raid at a reasonable level, like we raid like 9 hours a week, but what the heck? Like, there's gotta be such a small percentage of the player base to have every single legendary. Who are they helping with these tokens? At that point, those people don't need help. They need to take a break. They need to sit down and take a nap and eat a sandwich and talk to a human being face to face, because goodness. Obviously, I'm being a little bit dramatic and hyperbolic about this whole thing, and I'm not meaning to make fun of anybody who does have all their class legendaries. My little sister. But seriously, that is a really heavy prerequisite to have for someone to get legendaries on their alts. It doesn't take that long with bad luck protection to get a couple legendaries on your alt. So what would be the point in investing all of that time? I guess the idea is probably for people who have a main that already have that maybe don't have an alt for that reason, but still, by the end of the expansion, you're talking about patch 7.35, there's not going to be another major raid. We're likely getting an expansion announcement at BlizzCon. This is the time for catch-up mechanics, and this is just not catch-up at all. This is stupid. I disapprove. My name is Panzer, and I disapprove of this. It's stupid. Okay, so moving on. This was another topic that was covered in the Q&A that I thought was really interesting, and that is the state of tier pieces and legendaries and new sets and old sets. Because what happened was, with the introduction of legendaries into Legion, we now had a situation where maybe your legendary was a chest, and so you were really limited in what tier pieces you could use. So in response, they made 6 pieces of tier instead of 4 or 5. I mean, I think it was a 4-piece set, but it was 5 pieces previously, but now there are 6 pieces. What this is allowing people to do is use 4 pieces of current tier, 2 pieces of previous tier, as well as 2 legendaries in other slots, making all rewards at this point essentially meaningless. Again, I don't think this is something that is affecting everyone. This is definitely a very small part of the community that is min-maxing, and I think that's called sim crafting to that level of play. Most people want to see their item level be higher, but they did talk about this being kind of exploity and something that they would like to fix in the future. And in response, they've already sort of nerfed old tier in hopes that that would discourage people from doing that. But it didn't, because this is the World of Warcraft community. So it sounds like in the future, if they decide to keep legendaries, they'll go back to, I don't really know. I don't know if what they would end up doing is making it so that you can only have 1 stat bonus active at a time, or maybe they will make it so that there's only 5 pieces, or maybe if there's legendaries in the future, they won't share the same pieces as tier pieces. I don't know. And to be honest, their takeaway from it was, I don't know. So, Next up is flying in Argus, and unsurprisingly, Ian confirmed that there would not be flying in Argus because the world wasn't made for flight, which I know a lot of people are upset about. I'm not. I actually really like the fast travel Vindicar thing that's going on Argus, and apparently there's a whistle. I feel like I should have known there was an Argus whistle, but swear to God, I did not know this until the Q&A today because I'm a terrible player. I'm not quite revered yet. I believe you need to be revered with the Argusian Reach to get it, and I'm like a couple quests away, so I'm gonna get it soon. But we did learn today that that Argus whistle will be account-wide. So once you've gotten revered, you've gotten your upgraded whistle so that you can whistle to Argus flight paths every 5 minutes. Once you've gotten that, it's also going to be account-wide, and that hotfix is coming in the next couple days. Can you hear that bird outside? Because he is... You done? No. He's not done. I don't know if you can hear him, but he is loud AF. It's also worth noting that Ian mentioned that Crocool and Macquarie quests will not be account-wide ever because of the way the quests are structured, and there are systems in place that it would kind of break things if you didn't do the storyline to get to those areas. That being said, the storylines to get there aren't long, a couple hours each, if that. So definitely do it, especially if you're on an alt. It's a great way to get Vald Argonite, so just suck it up and do it.
Do it! Just do it!
I have 2 more things that I want to talk about from the Q&A, and full disclosure, these are the most ranty things that I have to talk about, so if you don't want to hear me bitch about a video game, this is the time to click away. So you decided to stick around. Thank you kindly. Now I'm gonna gripe a lot because this next question is honestly triggering. The question exactly was, will Nizak the Fiend ever respawn for the Prolonged Power Rank 3 recipe? And Ian's answer was... I feel like, to give him credit, he did say, I don't think that a world boss randomly dropping something is the best way to accomplish this, but he went on this tangent about how it's so great when there are people who have recipes and there are people who don't have recipes, and like, it's so cool to see that there's this diversity among people in the same profession. No. There is no reason on earth that I just got the Lavish Suramar Feast recipe this week. There's no reason for that. And there's no reason that somebody should have to wait for a world boss who spawns literally he has spawned 1 single uno time since the expansion came out to get a recipe that is important. It's not fair that you would punish someone that heavily at any point. I understand the idea of RNG, and I love that Ian loves RNG because I feel like RNG is an important part of video games. I know, unpopular opinion, if you need to go get your pitchforks, I'll give you a couple minutes to do that. All right, are you prepared to stab me with that now? It's fine, I don't care. RNG isn't the worst part of this game. Is there a lot of it in Legion? Yes. Did they talk about that? Yes. Am I going to talk about that? No, because it's not the point. The point is that with every bit of RNG, there should be a certain amount of bad luck protection, and to gate a recipe like the Potion of Prolonged Power, which is something that pretty much every DPS in a raid uses, behind a boss, like, I understand that you can get the rank 2 without the boss, but that is punishing people so hard. I actually kind of hate the whole rank 1, rank 2, rank 3 thing. I wouldn't if you could learn the higher ranks from making the lower ranks. Like, that would be fine. But this whole, like, go find a rest. There's a bug. I don't know if you guys saw me just look. There's a buggo, and he's right there. It's fine. He's not a scary bug, but he just startled me. Anyways, what was I saying? There is absolutely no reason for that type of content to be gated behind the boss, so I appreciate Ian saying that a world boss is not the best way to accomplish this, but I think if you want the idea of people in professions having different recipes and some things being more exclusive than other things, I think they should be gated in a non-arbitrary way. They should be gated by rep. They should be gated by quest lines. They should be gated by, even crafting a certain amount of things. It is ridiculous to gate something like the Potion of Prolonged Power that is so needed, and that rank 3, which reduces the materials needed to craft it, behind a boss who's effectively spawned for 1 week of the past year. Not cool. Not cool. I said earlier in this video that I like to collect mounts, and I'm not a huge mount collector, but I think my rage about this next thing is going to make a lot of sense when you consider that I am a collector of things. Somebody asked Ian, why does the last boss on Mythic difficulty only drop 1 mount and not 2 like in Mists of Pandaria? And his answer was that in Mists of Pandaria there were both 10 and 25 level raids, so 10 man received 1 mount and 25 man received 2 mounts, so that was their reasoning, is that there were more people in the raid group. But that being said, 20 people is closer to 25 than it is to 10. So this answer just doesn't make sense. By that logic, there should be 2 mounts. You're saying that a 10-man group deserves 1 mount. So in my opinion, then a 20-man group would deserve 2 mounts. Ian, it's math. It's very simple math. I just feel like this was a literal non-answer, and it sort of just dodged the question with like, oh, well, there were 2 different difficulties, so there were 2 different mounts. When, like, in my opinion, when you say that, well, a 10-man raid deserved 1 mount and a 25-man raid deserved 2 mounts, by that logic, I would think that a 20-man raid would fall closer to 25 than it would to 10. And I do think that 1 mount to split among 20 people is a lot. You're talking about a half a year almost of raiding that for every single person in your group to get a mount, and feels bad, man. And that's pretty much my takeaway from today's Q&A. There were obviously questions that I didn't cover in this video, and if you would like to read more about all the things or watch the VOD of the stream, I'll have a link in the info below to Wowhead's coverage. I would also love to know in the comment section what really got you going. What did they talk about in today's Q&A that either got you mad or happy or sad? I don't know. What was the most emotional question for you? Let me know in the comment section below. And now, if you are one of the people that would like to see the spoiler for this month's mythical themed loot crate, check it out, but if you don't want to see it, click away. This is the Stranger Things item that will be in this month's mythical crate. It features 11 and the Demogorgon in one of the best scenes of the whole show, so I'm really, really excited about this. If you would like to get the mythical crate, which includes that Stranger Things item I just showed you, as well as a Buffy the Vampire Slayer item, a Marvel item, and a Ghostbusters item, be sure to head over to lootcrate.com/TradeChat and use TradeChat to get a discount off of your first crate. Thank you again for Loot Crate to sponsor this video, to Loot Crate for sponsoring this video. I don't know, words of heart. Thanks, Loot Crate. You're a real homie. I'm gonna go. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I love you all. You're in my hearts. I'll see you soon. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.